Hi there, my name is Charles Barton. I'm a naturopath and I want to do a flipped classroom activity here. I'm going to give you the general gist of the things I would be saying to you if I wasn't talking to you, other than finding out about you, which is the most important thing, so that you can evaluate and see whether you want to go further and find out more about the health coaching opportunity. Does that make sense? Okay, so Charles here, and I'm going to start off by saying that I'm just going to be talking for 10-15 minutes, so it won't be too long. I'm interested to find out whether you are a caring person. You love helping people with health. I'm interested to know whether you're teachable, whether you are interested in learning a system which is incredibly powerful, whether you'll listen to it or whether you'll just try and do things your own way, which usually doesn't lead to any results at all. You need to have a certain entrepreneurial approach. You're interested in time freedom, you're interested in the possibility of unlimited income. And what else? You are willing to start a health journey, even yourself, because you as a model, it's much easier to find success with helping the world. So that is what we're looking for. Now, in brief, the company that I am introducing you to, the health coaching company, is one of the leaders in the world. When they launched 40 years ago, they were working with doctors helping people with diabetes, and that's why I got interested, because I've spent over a year working with type 2 diabetics, helping them to transform their condition, put themselves almost into remission, most of them. And so I'm very interested in this area, that chronic ill health does not need to load as many people as it does on the planet. And then what I say to new clients is, how about with no diets, because diets never work. Something like $220 billion a year is spent in the diet industry and 90% of it fails. So if you could optimize your health with no diet, no supplements, and no willpower, that's quite exciting, and that's what the company does. It's a New York Stock Exchange listed company. When they announced they are coming to Asia, because I'm talking to you from Singapore, a year ago, about 2 years ago, their stock price went up 203% when investors heard they were launching into Hong Kong and Singapore and the rest of Asia. So in USA alone, there are 45,000 coaches, and they were listed about a month ago by Fortune magazine as being the second fastest growing company in the world. That's of any company in the world, they were second. So this is amazing. They went from 800 million to I think $1.5 billion just in 2020. And this is the time when remote coaching, which is what we're doing. I met a US couple who are coaches with the company recently. They just come through New Zealand. And I said, so you're now in Singapore. Tell me about where you've been. They said, well, we had 3 months in New Zealand and then 1 month in Thailand. And now we got a week here before we go back to the US. And I said, that's great, but what about your business? They're, well, we're on Wi-Fi, so we get up in the morning, we do a couple of hours looking after our clients, arranging new clients, and then we're on holiday. And so it really is remote health coaching in the truest sense. I was very impressed by that story from them. So this company, very big, it also the Habits of Health, the program that drives lifestyle change, not drives is the wrong word, but encourages lifestyle change. That has been a New York Times best-selling program from a critical care physician. And so this program is very much, and they've just brought out a new edition, covering the areas of happiness, mental health, the area of physical health. There are all the different aspects of being healthy, as many of you, because I look through your resumes, there are amazing knowledge and skills and experience among the people. I need to tell you, 105 people in Los Angeles have been in touch. That's why I'm having to do this recording for everybody. 105 people, so I can't speak to everybody for 15 minutes. It's what I'd love to do. I just don't have the time. And what we're going to do is offer you some slots for Zoom calls where you can talk with me from through the Zoom platform. And also there'll be a time slot when you can join up with a coaching group from the company and listen and see how they work, what the ethos and values of the company are. So that's a bit of talk about the company. We have already transformed the health for 3 million people. We have 20,000 doctors recommending our program, and it's no diet, no supplements, and no willpower. So how in the world can that be done? It's just because the majority of improvement in health programs are temporary. The person improves for a while and then it goes wrong. And we have a transition program which works on longevity, people living to 100, 120, 150. The whole program is very, very carefully thought out and very powerful. So if you're still interested after listening to me blah 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 for a while, if you're still interested in finding out, exploring it further, then let's do so. This is a situation where we're working in a networking structure, where we have community, we're supporting each other, and it can be really, really flexi time. So you may be working, sorting out COVID problems. I saw a lot of you are at this moment, and yet you can still fit in a bit of time each day, following up using the system we have to help you to get in touch with people. And it's really ethically designed, so there's a major opportunity here for what can be unlimited growth. For example, one of my mentors in New York, 15 years ago, he was 40 kilograms overweight. After a few months, he was at his ideal weight. Now it's 15 years later, he's still at his ideal weight, but he's worked on self-development, lifestyle development as well, and becoming one of the leaders of the company, earning hundreds of $1,000s a month, I suspect, although I've never asked him such a question. So this company is huge. The growth is just, why? Because it actually has predictable transformation. If you've got predictable transformation, like one of my clients, she lives in Penang in Malaysia. She has lost, I think, just 7 kgs already. But she said that everyone in her department where she works says, wow, what have you done? This is really impressive. And then the department next door asked her to go through so she could see what's happening. Another great example is this lady who's now one of the top people in the company. She's been working with the company for 3 years. In the first year, she was very busy with her full-time job. So she introduced 2 or 3 close friends, and all of them had great health improvements. But one of them made such an impression on the people around her that 25 people asked to come on the program just because of that one person having predictable transformation. And that's how things work. It's a growing program, as you know. Health, avoiding chronic disease. In this country where I'm living, the last 8 to 10 years, people spend in chronic ill health, statistically on average, most people. And you don't want to do that. We want people to live healthily for as long as possible. And that's what lifestyle can do. And it's not a matter of telling people what to do. It's walking beside them, encouraging them. I had one client who said, I can't go on this program, I smoke. I said, well, cigarettes don't have any calories, let's get started. And then a little bit later, the smoking stopped as well. So that's a glimpse. So I hope my bubbling enthusiasm encourages you to take a step out and find out more, because there's no trap here, there's no obligation. Just learn more, and that's what I recommend you do. Okay, so there we are. I hope that's helped you. I hope it gives you an idea of what we're talking about, and I hope that what I've shared now will enable me to sift out which people are really going to be. Not everyone is for this, but people who have that entrepreneurial interest, the awareness of sort of rich dad, poor dad concepts, the awareness of growth mindset, and the awareness that we, as people, in running this health program, we benefit hugely. For example, I play in the National Squash League. I'm 68. I play in the National Squash League, and high intensity interval training. I run up the stairs to get myself fit for my squash games. But I have a very high metabolic rate. Until I was 50, I was always 65 kgs. And then after that, my metabolism slowed down and I went up to 68 or 69. I could see this little roll of fat on my tummy. Ugh. And I thought, wow, gosh, look at that. I've never seen that before, but I suppose it's my metabolic rate. When I went on to the program with this company, which enables you to get a nutritional footprint that you've never had before, and I've been a vegetarian for a long time, and that can be bad for health, actually. When I got onto this program, I went back to the 65. I thought, how could this happen? I always thought I was going to be at 70 for the rest of my life, but I'm back at what must have been my ideal weight for all of my life. And so look at yourself. Think about your health journey, because if you can have a health success, then your success is even amplified, magnified by what happens. Okay, so I probably talked longer than I planned to. It's 11 minutes, 28 seconds. Let's just check if there's any other crucial points I need to share. You want to know more, then you send me a message through the system, email me or whatever. Tell me that you want to know more, and you'll be going to the next stage of finding out more. So over the next 2 days, if you don't get in touch and say, yeah, tell me more, I want to actually talk with you, then that shows that you are really keen on finding out what this contains, what this creates in the world. And I'm really enthusiastic. My idea in the next 10, 20 years, after all, I'm 68 and Biden is 78. So I've got 10 years and maybe 20 years, and I want to change the health of 100,000 people. The doctor I talked about earlier, he's transformed the health of 300,000 people through his team. 300,000 people. It's really exciting. So what we want to do is, America exported obesity around the world, and all the fast food chains you see in Singapore, you may know some of the names. I wonder what country they came from. The bad eating is so central, and I hope you know that sugars are something like 8 times more addictive than cocaine. So no one can resist carbohydrate cravings. It's a willpower certainty for failure. But when we use our program, which I'll explain to you when you ask again quite how it works, because it's unique, because it works on lifestyle development as well as the willpower, dissipation. I just felt my willpower temptation with sugary foods just evaporated. What is this magic? How? What you're hearing about now is perhaps the biggest opportunity in your life to change the path of the health of the planet. There are some countries where results can be amazing. For example, in England, I come from England originally, and Australia as well. In England, in 2017, they had 7,000 diabetics. These 7,000 diabetics were overweight and diabetic at the same time. They went on a 10-week program, which is very similar to the one we have, except it doesn't have as efficient a lifestyle component. And when they were tested 6 months later or something, 69% of those diabetics were off their medication, I understand, and 90% were at their ideal weight. So if that saved the National Health Service in England £6.9 million sterling, just for those 7,000 people. So go to any country in the world that needs to rescue its medical costs, and this can help. Vitamin D you need. Well, all our meals, all our fuelings, as we call them, have got vitamin D in them, and that's useful for COVID, for example. Okay, there we are. Love you all. Take care. I hope what I've shared is taken as honest and upfront, and I'm looking forward to meeting as many of you people and becoming friends with you and changing the future of hundreds of thousands of people through your enthusiasm. Thank you very much.